Hey Yogi, welcome to this Mellow Flow practice. If you're new here, I'm Ree. This is Burghley, and I think you can see Drakey just curled up in a ball there. And if you are returning, welcome back. We love practicing with you on YouTube. Before we jump into this, hopefully very mellow flow practice, if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, please do. It just helps the three of us to grow on this enormous platform. And if you enjoy this practice, give the video a thumbs up at the end and leave me a comment. Let me know what landed for you, how it made you feel, or what you didn't like, obviously. So that being said, I do have a blanket which I'm sitting on for today's practice. Any kind of blanket, doesn't need to be a yoga one, or a towel. Might just feel nice for when we're on the knees, but you know, that's just to make it feel a little bit more mellow. It's not going to be essential. So that's all that you need. So meet me on your mat in a reclined position. So come onto your back. You can leave the blanket off the mat for now. But just come, actually no, I think grab the blanket and take it so that it's super thin and just pop it underneath your head. That just might feel nice on your neck. So roll down onto your back and yeah, just allow yourself to have, you know, just a nice little thin. We don't want it to be really thick so that your neck is in flexion, like coming forward, but we just want it to feel just nice. Sometimes having your head on the mat with something underneath it can feel a little bit nicer. And then from here, just bring the soles of the feet as wide as your mat and let the knees knock in. You can take the hands onto the belly. Maybe you want to take left hand just onto the chest, right hand onto the belly, and just arrive, relax. Just start to drop in here. These mellow flows are just designed to give you an easy stretch, a nice way to explore some space and get some movement into the body, but also so that you can re-engage with your breath and maybe let go of anything that wasn't serving you before you got onto the mat. And that could be anything. So as you lie here with your palms on your body and your knees supported by one another, I just want you to start to scan your body and just see if there's any places of tightness that you're holding. So anything that you're inflicting on the body that's making it tense up. So for example, if you have your hands really firmly planted onto you and you're using your biceps to hold your hands there, I just want you to relax, be floppy, and then just flop the hands down onto you. If the shoulder blades are kind of coming together and you're working that, relax. Notice the space in between your eyebrows, your third eye space. If you are kind of crunching that in any way, or if you're holding onto your jaw, then just on your next inhale, think about kind of smoothing all that out, releasing any kind of tension in your jaw or in your forehead. And as you exhale, think about it just letting go, going away. Same with the feet. If you've got, you know, your toes that you're curling in for any reason, just give them a wiggle and then just let them land where they land and just be here. So really trying to let go of anything. That's the reason for the blanket, really, is it allows us to just really let the head go back. Where's your tongue in your mouth if you're breathing through your nose? See if you can just let it just fall down. So not holding it at the top of the mouth, but just letting your tongue relax. Depending on the day you've had or kind of the job you may be doing or who you're with. Maybe your tongue's been busy while you've been chatting and eating. So just let it have some time to chill here. Let it relax. Allow the only place that you allow your intention to be, or your attention, to just be on your breath. Deeply inhaling and feeling your belly and your chest really gently rise in towards your palms. And gently exhaling, feeling everything just sink down into the earth. And let's see if we can just keep that going, keep that theme of just letting go. Focus your attention on where you need to focus, but let go of the stuff that just doesn't matter. And I'm not just talking asana here, I'm not just talking yoga, but maybe generally. I'm sure there's always something that we could just be thinking, oh, I just need to let go of that. It just doesn't do anything for me. It doesn't help me. Nice. From here, bring both knees into the chest. Take your hands onto the tops of your knees and then just open and close the knees together just so you get a little bit of gentle movement in the hips here. You can flex the feet just to wake up the back of the leg as well. And then once you've done that a few times, let your left leg go long. Flex the toes so that you keep a bit of engagement through that left leg while it is there. And just really start to draw your right knee in towards your chest. Try and keep the natural curve of your spine. So we have, the lumbar, the very bottom of your spine that naturally kind of curves. Just try to keep the natural curves there rather than sort of crushing that to the mat. So as you pull the right knee in towards you, the right thigh in towards you, just try to work to keep the spine neutral. It's not always easy, especially if you kind of live in a bit of a posterior tilt, but just work to do that. That's just going to help us get some activation through this right hip and just kind of activate it so that we can stretch it. Keep drawing the right thigh towards you. Remember that the breath is the focus always, but certainly here where we're trying to build a little bit of heat in that right hip. Keep pulling the right thigh back towards you. Feel that hip turn on. Maybe give it a little bit of activation there. Flexing through both feet so that we work through the left leg a little bit. And then from here, come into a half happy baby. So take your right arm on the inside of your right leg and catch hold of the outside of your right foot. And then start to pull that right knee as deeply in towards your right armpit as is possible. As you do that, send the leg out. I like to take the left hand and just place it on my left hip, because what I don't want is for my left butt to lift, because then we've kind of like escaped a little bit of the work. And whilst this is mellow, we do want to get a stretch. So have that left hand just giving you a little bit of weight onto the left hip, so that as you start to really bend through the right knee and open the right hip, you're not losing that neutrality in the hips. So the hips are grounded, the back of the hips are grounded to the mat, but we're just working to open through the right hip here. Take a deep inhale. Deep exhale. Deep inhale. Long exhale. One more, just like that, where you are. Deeply inhale. Can you draw the right knee towards you any more and keep it wide? And exhale. Nice. From here, kind of bring that knee in more towards the middle, and you can bend the knee, let go of it with the hand. This time we're going to take a little supine twist. So take the left hand onto the outside of the right thigh and just use that leverage to just roll your right leg over towards the left. And I want you to keep the right shoulder grounded here. So if that means that you're kind of here, that's totally cool. Don't worry about how close to the ground your knee is. Just think about your right shoulder being the focus here. And then you can look over towards the right hand if that feels nice. For me, it's lovely because I get to see beautiful burls. But if it doesn't feel good on your neck, of course, keep your neck nice and neutral and just look up towards the sky or the ceiling. Keep flexing through the left foot here. Imagine you could really target this right lung, getting all of the air because it's nice and open. So take a deep inhale and long exhale. Opening up the right side, our solar side, the fire, the power. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Nice. Gently come all the way back to the center. Keep that knee in towards you. Bend the left knee, plant the left foot. Cross your right ankle over your left thigh here, and just gently start to send your right knee towards the top of your mat so you open up through the right hip. You can of course use the right hand for a little bit more force if you like, so just find a sweet spot. The closer that your left foot is to your left butt cheek, the more intense the opening will be on the hip. So modulate here to find something that feels like a good stretch, but not like we're pushing it too much. Try to keep both hip bones grounded. So again, that left butt might want to lift as you open through the right knee, the right hip. So try to keep it grounded. Feel your breath go into both sides of you now that the back is neutral. Nice. From here, you can release the right hand if you had it, and then we're just going to let that that right foot fall over to the left, taking another supine twist here. And this time, catch hold of that right ankle, if you can, with your left hand. And as you do that, I want you to push your right thigh towards the top left corner of your mat, so away from you. So you might feel quite a deep stretch here. This is quite a big stretch for me. I don't have a huge amount of range in my hips. If you have a lot of range and that right knee has kind of gone all the way down, that's totally cool. Just go till you feel like you're getting a good stretch in the outer edge of that right hip. Again, you can turn the head to the right and open up the right arm back into the T if that feels good. You could even cactus the arm if you've got limited space. You okay, girls? Nice. From here, head back to neutral if you've taken the twist with your neck. And then I want you to just bring everything back to the middle. And we're just going to rock from side to side here. So we've kind of been in a little bit of focused stretching there, or focused effort. So I just want you to let your right foot seek the mat and then let it come all the way over. So right foot to the left and then right knee towards the right. So we're just getting a little bit of flossing here through the low back. Nice. And then release when you get to the middle next time. Release that leg. Maybe give it a little bit of a shake as you send it along. My right hip might be feeling a bit of work there. And then really flex those right toes so that we can start on the left side. So draw that left knee or left thigh as close to you as you can. So you could use your hands clasped, or you could even just kind of catch hold of the left shin with your left forearm, whatever works. But remember to try to keep that neutral spine. So by that I mean that you should be able to kind of feel that you've got that curve in your low back. So just try to keep it there. So try not to let that low back flatten to the mat so that you wouldn't be able to get your hand under. Try and have it so that your hand could slide under if it normally does when it's neutral. And then just really work now on drawing that left thigh as close into your left armpit as possible. And it may feel nice to open this a little bit. You might feel like, especially if you've got big boobs, or just a lot of mass here, it might feel nice to take the knee a bit wider to the left, just so that you can go deeper into that hip. So feel free to kind of be anywhere within this spectrum. There's no right or wrong. We just want to get this hip into like full flexion, so really have it closed in towards the body. Keep flexing through both feet here. Notice how your right leg feels. My right hip feels really nice after all of that, and it's very out of balance with my left. So hopefully we can try to balance these out. Let's take that half happy baby on the left side. So let your left arm come to the inside of your left leg, and left hand to the outside of the left foot, and then bend. And don't worry about the natural curve of your spine here. It's fine for the low back to round at this point, but bend that left knee in towards your left armpit as much as it will go. Right hand can go onto your right hip just for a bit of counter leverage, and then just take that left hip wide. And again, you might take it much wider than me if you've got really rangy hips. That's probably where I'm most limited, I would say. So, you know, feel free to go deeper than I am here, but just keep engagement. So this left arm is working. This isn't, you know, easy pickings. The left arm is doing some work here. Keep kicking through that left heel towards the ceiling. That's going to help engage through the back of the left leg. Keep pressing your hand into the top of your right hip or your right thigh just to keep you grounded. And just keep working to open this hip here. So you might stay in one place for a breath, and then as you exhale, maybe you can move into a new place. So constantly seeking new territory. Gently draw that left knee back to the middle and bend the knee to close the knee joint. Right hand on the outside of your left leg, and just use that to guide your left leg over towards the right. Keep flexing through your right toes, and again work on grounding this left shoulder. And you can just look, this time I'm looking at the other basset, you can just look over that left shoulder. Don't worry about how much of a gap there is between the ground and your left knee on this right side. Just ignore that. Just worry about the twist being really truly coming from your mid-back. Deep inhale here, fill up the left side of the body. So feel this left side of you get more air and feel really expansive as we gently close off the right. And then exhale to soften. Maybe you can twist a little bit deeper. Inhale into this left side, into the lunar side, the soft, the creative, the divine, the feminine. Deeply inhale. And deeply exhale. Whenever I come into a twist like this, and I'm really focused on sending the breath into one side or the other, I always like to just check in with what part of me needs what part more of. So, you know, while I was twisted there, I was to the right, and the right was getting all the air, the solar side. I was thinking, I actually don't need any more solar energy in my life right now. I could do with some more lunar, some more soft. And certainly for a mellow flow, we really want to tap into feeling like we're more soft and intentional and less power. So just notice what you think you're feeling like you're maybe needing more of, or maybe you feel like you're in good balance, which is beautiful. Gently come back to the center, and then bend your right knee, plant your right foot, bring it nice and close to your butt, cross your left ankle over your right thigh, and just readjust here so that you can get both hip bones or both hips on the floor, grounded. And again, you could use your left hand here for a bit of extra leverage, just to open up through that left hip. Flex through the left toes. I just like that because it means that the calf is doing something as well as the hip. So just be here. Supine pigeon. One of my favorites. A very regular appearance on the Mellow Flows on the channel as well. So hopefully one of your favorites too. Nice, and then gently we're going to let the left foot just fall over to the right side, and then just send your left thigh up towards the right corner of the top of your mat. So you're really just feeling like you're stretching out here through this left front of hip. See if you can catch hold of the left ankle with your right hand. If you can, pull on the hand a little bit, or pull on the leg a bit, and then start to send the thigh towards the top right corner of the mat, and you get a bit of that push and pull action. You're pushing your left hip open, but your right arm is trying to kind of pull you deeper almost into it. So just feel that work there, and notice, you know, where you land on the equation. Maybe you need to pull less with the right arm and push more with the left hip, or vice versa. So try and get it so that there's a bit of an equal equation to be had here. You can take that left arm out, if you did on the last side, into a cactus or into a T, and then gently look over your left shoulder towards your left fingers. But you don't have to, you can stay neutral if you like. Feeling the breath just moving now into both lungs equally, no side being closed off. Nice. And then gently pull everything back so that that right knee comes back to face the ceiling and the right foot plants. And then again, we're just going to rock from side to side. So feel free to just let this be fluid. You know, it's just, you're just rocking from side to side. It's not specific. I'm very into being either specific or not specific at the moment in classes. I'm not sure why. But yeah, just let this one be a sway, easy like Sunday morning. Nice, come back to center, release the leg. Maybe draw both knees in towards you and just do those hip circles again. Just notice if they feel any different. They definitely do for me. I feel like I've got just a little bit more ease now in that hip joint, right and left. Nice. And then from here, you're going to come all the way up to seated. Use your hands if you need to. And then we're just going to open up the blanket. So if you do have that towel or blanket, then we're going to open it up so that it comes to the middle of the mat. So just so that literally when we pop our knees down, we've just got a little bit of cushion. So, you know, it's not essential if you're practicing without many props or the access to any, then don't worry. And then from here, place your hands down, come into a tabletop position. We'll do a little nice gentle wrist warm up here. We're not going to be on the wrists enormously, but we want to get a little bit of attention into them. And just notice how your hips feel as you're swaying here. So it feels really nice actually for me on the low back after all of those hip stretches. So just notice how that's shown up for you, if you've noticed anything at all. Nice. And then from here, take your right foot back behind you, really plant into the right big toe, and we're just going to go forwards and back here. So just stretching out that leg. We've done a little bit of work into the back of the leg, but it's mainly been hip focused. So just let your calf and your hamstring just kind of get a little bit stretchy here. And then maybe even you're going to walk over towards the left with that right foot so that you can get a bit of sway. You can take it, you know, quite far over to the left if that feels good. And then come back to center. Same with the left leg, so take it long. You can come up onto spidey fingers as well if that feels good. But really feel like you're plugging into your back left toe. And as you do this little bouncing here, feel free to, really engage your left glute so that we've got a little bit of something firing up on the left side at the same time as trying to seek a bit of opening in the leg. Maybe you want to cross the leg so that it goes behind your right leg and over towards the right, and again keep swaying. Nice, back to the middle, both knees back underneath the hips, both hands plant. From here, take your right leg long, reach your left arm up along your ear. Try and zip your inner belly button back so we're not caving in. Try and zip it all in here. And then inhale, draw everything to the middle, crunch in. Exhale, go nice and long. Inhale, everything into the middle. Exhale, nice and long. One more of those. Inhale into the middle. Exhale long. As you inhale this time, bring your right knee up towards your right armpit and step your right foot to the outside of your right hand. Plant both hands down. Maybe walk the hands forward a little bit. And again, we're just going to kind of work into a little bit of gentle sway. So opening and closing through that right knee to straighten and bend through the right leg. Nice. Nice, and then from here, replant that right foot down, plant the left hand, inhale, take a twist, open up to the right. Then tuck your back toes under and lift your back knee off. As you exhale now, we're going to feed that right arm underneath your left armpit. Turn all 10 toes to the long side of the mat. You may need to shuffle your feet around here. You're in a wide leg forward fold. So inhale, lift halfway. Exhale to fold down. So let your hands come to your blanket if it's there. And just let your chest and your head kind of hang. Feel free to take a wider stance if that feels good, but have your heels slightly turned out, toes slightly turned in. Inhale to halfway lift. As you exhale, plant your right hand underneath your head and then inhale to twist to the left. Try to keep your hips pretty square to the mat here, so you're just taking the twist from your upper body. Exhale. Feed your left arm underneath your right armpit. See if you can catch for your right leg. And then inhale to twist this time to the right. So kind of like a double twist. And if you want to, you could bend your arm and see if you can catch for your thigh. But that's all optional. You could just let your hand kind of rest onto your sacrum. But you're just using some work in the left arm to really pull on that right leg to send you deeper. So kind of like we did in the reclined pigeon. Release that. Inhale back to center and exhale to fold. Inhale, come up halfway again. This time turn your right heel in. Keep your left foot grounded. We're just going to bend into the right here. And we're going to sway from side to side. We're not going into a deep Skandasana. We're purposefully trying to stay quite high here just to really actively work. When we go a bit lower, sometimes it can become a little bit passive. So just rocking from side to side. Nice. Come back to the wide leg forward fold. And then turn. So all 10 toes go to the top of the mat. Drop the left knee down. Send the right knee back underneath you. Sit all the way back to the shins or sit the butt back to the heels. Find a child's pose here, Balasana. From here, inhale, lift the gaze, look forward, plant your forearms down, pull yourself through into up dog or baby cobra. And then exhale, push back into a cat-like pose for a moment. And then release, come to neutral. Place your hands back underneath you for a tabletop. And we'll do that again on the left side. So take left leg out. lift the left leg, zip everything in the midline, and then right arm out in front of you. I'm just going to move that. Inhale, draw everything into the center. Exhale, push everything forward. Inhale, draw it all into the center. Exhale to expand. Try and keep engagement through your low belly. And then last one here. Inhale, draw everything in. Left knee to left eye. And then exhale to expand. Inhale, send your left knee up towards your left armpit so you can just step that left foot to the outside of your left hand. You can walk your fingertips forward if you like. And again, we're going to sway in and out. So imagine that the left foot is the lever. It's kind of like your pedal for the work. So the left heel is kind of pushing away to straighten the leg and then pulling to bend the knee. So it's all kind of coming from the leg and the hip, but it starts in the heel here. Keep bending and straightening. Nice. From here, rebend the left knee, plant the right hand. Inhale, take that twist. Twisted lizard, opening up to the left. Nice. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, keep lifting up. As you exhale, you're going to feed your left arm underneath your right armpit and turn all 10 toes to face the long right side of the mat. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to face you. But you're going to turn towards the right, coming back into that wide leg forward fold. So let your head hang heavy and take the stance as wide as you would like so you feel a good stretch through the inner line of the thighs here. And just allow yourself to bow down into this. Inhale, fingertips to the blanket, halfway lift, spine is long. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, fingertips to the mat, look long, spine is long. Exhale to fold. Last time, inhale, lift halfway. This time, plant your left hand underneath your face. Take an inhale as you sweep. Try and keep the hips nice and neutral. Sweep to the right. It doesn't matter if you don't go as deep as you think you should. And then as you exhale, feed that right arm underneath your left armpit. See if you can catch for the leg, maybe, or the ankle. Use that catch to twist you so you can lift up the left arm. Maybe you want to take the bind here and catch for the right thigh. Maybe you want to just let that left hand go to the bottom of your back. But really, we just want to feel like we're pulling away with the torso to twist and at the same time pulling deeper with the right arm. Inhale, release all of that, come back to center and exhale to fold. Inhale, lift halfway and then turn your left toes in so we can just bend into the left knee, and we're going to do those sort of really mindful Skandasanas here. So it's not a big movement. We want to keep both feet grounded. So if you normally lift the toes, try to just feel what it's like to just keep the toes grounded. It's just a different sensation. Nice. Nice. Next time you come all the way up towards your left foot, all 10 toes are going to turn. Your body's going to turn to face back at the top of the mat. Drop your right knee down. Let your left knee come back to meet your right, and then sit back to your child's pose, back to heels. Let your forehead seek the mat. As you inhale, look forward. Plant your forearms down and pull your body through your forearms. Elbows will lift. You'll come into an up dog or a baby cobra. And then as you exhale, drop the knees, push into a cat pose, chin to chest. And then push all the way back. child's pose. Nice. Settle in the child's pose here, Balasana. Slowly roll up onto the shins. We're just going to do a little bit of a dancing camel here. Just because we've been in the spine a lot twisting, so it might feel nice. So come onto your blanket if you've wandered off it like I have, so that your shins are on the blanket. And then from here, you're going to sweep your right arm back behind you, so fingertips can come behind you. And then as you inhale, sweep the left arm around as you lift the hips. And then as you exhale, let the hips land. Lean forward, sweep your left arm around so it catches behind your left foot, or actually catches your left foot. And as you sweep your right arm around, you're going to send the hips forward. So we're just going to sway here, sweeping both arms around and going from side to side. I'm not sure what this is called, but I had a teacher that called it a dancing camel, which I love. I love that name. So dancing Ustrasana. Nice. We're going to do one more on each side to make sure. Oh, that's a big stretch, Drake, to finish up on your left, because we started on the right. And then release. Sit the back to the heels. Sit upright for a moment, just letting everything go the right way. And then from here, you're just going to come down onto your back any way that you'd like. If you do have a blanket, I'm going to offer this for a little bit of extra support under the legs, because we've been in the legs a fair bit. So you can just roll like a sausage your blanket, and then just take it kind of onto your mat where roughly where your knees would land in Shavasana. And then you're just going to make the Shavasana a bit more gentle by popping it under your knees. Nice. You could also pop it underneath your sacrum if that feels better. So just use the blanket however serves you. You could just make it thin again and have that little pillow for your head. If you've got more than one blanket, or you've got a little pillow handy, then obviously that might be nice. And then come to Shavasana. Are you holding on to anything in this Shavasana? And just try and let go. Try not to hold on to the hands or the fingers or the feet. Relax your third eye space. Maybe open your jaw really wide. And then just let it naturally close. You could even have it slightly open so the lips are parted. Let your chin come to neutral, so lift your head off the mat and gently place it back down so that your chin is nice and neutral here. If you are holding on to anything, just actively try to let it go. Be okay with seeing the things that don't serve you, acknowledging the things that don't serve you, and be okay with letting go of the things that don't serve you. Sometimes, certainly for me, and I'm sure for many of us, we're not good at letting go of the things that don't serve us. And they could be your own habits, people, social media, influences from the outside. It could be anything. It could be something really big and something really tiny, but I'm sure there's something that you think, maybe I need to just let go of that. And while you're letting go of the physical parts of the body that you're holding on to, maybe your spirit can let go of the parts it's holding on to. Maybe one part. Maybe we start small. It's just one little thing. Because little things become big things. And if we let go of lots of little things, eventually you will feel light. On that note, this is where we will leave you. But please stay in your Shavasana and let go physically and metaphorically for as long as you can. As always, it's a pleasure to practice with you here on YouTube. I hope to see you on the mat again soon. Thank you, Yogi.